Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
Yes, sir! It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. My name's Michael Jimenez. I'll be your host from 12 to 2. We talk sports, pop culture, nostalgia. I like to say it's bar talk without the alcohol. Welcome to halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star. Joined today by a good friend of mine, one of my besties, James Pledger. What's going on, my man?
I know. What's going on?
Dude, you were at a pub crawl this weekend. Tell me about it.
I had a lot of fun. We went to Houston. I went to see one of my best friends from high school, lifelong best friend. And he talked me into going to a pub crawl, him and some of his Chiefs fan group. So we ended up going to this bar crawl that started at like 4:00 in the afternoon. It's an ugly sweater bar crawl, by the way. So I was
nice.
This horrendous, hideous sweater that was Game of Thrones inspired that just said, "I drink and I know things." And man, we hit a bunch of the cool spots in Midtown: Wonder Bar, Unicorn Bar. Went to a whole bunch of different places and ended up after the crawl ended.
Yeah.
At the Lil Woodrow's, which is where their Chiefs fan group watches the game. So ran into a couple of the guys there, went back there the next day, obviously for the game yesterday, as they just put it on the remix.
Yeah, that game was over. But it's interesting whenever you come across friends that you've known for a long time. Did you bump into people that you hadn't seen in years, or was it just the people that you grew up with?
No, it was me and my buddy, but everybody there I knew. Like it's a mutual friend of ours came out that I hadn't seen in about a year or so. Bianca came out, so got to see her. One of his Chiefs fan groups who I see quite frequently now when I go down, Stacy, and a couple of the other people within his fan group that go all watch the game together at that Lil Woodrow's, and it was a good old time. It was a real good time. But yeah, I mean, these are friends from like up here that now live down there. So the weird dichotomy for me in terms of born and raised in Houston, moved to Canyon Lake as a kid, made these lifelong friends. My two best friends now live in Houston while I'm still up here.
So you have reason to go back, man. Hey, this show is produced by Edwin Hafner. Again, this show goes from 12 to lots of sports to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the Cowboys' big win. Mike McCarthy, he guaranteed it. He delivered. Spurs, man. Derek White, Jakob Poeltl looked good. Beat up on the Pelicans yesterday. Later on, we'll talk about what are some things that everyone has tried or had to eat or drink that you've never tried. I think it's an interesting topic, and people are already reaching out to us on Twitter about that.
Okay.
I'll give you mine. I've never had coffee. So
I've tried it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
The Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656-ESPN. We're on Twitter. I am at Mike ESPNSA. Pledger's at I am Pledger. We're also live on Facebook and YouTube. You can like San Antonio Sports Stars page, subscribe, and it'll show you and tell you when these shows will start. You can also watch us, leave us a comment or two. So welcome to the show. Good times. We're going till 2:00 now. Pledge, you said that you partied with friends from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a charity poker event this weekend.
All right.
And it was good times.
Did you win?
No. I
thought you were awesome.
I'm a good poker player, but man, I left a hefty donation. The station said, hey, you can play for free. And then I found myself donating money to this charity and cause, right?
So you got into a hole, a free hole.
Exactly.
And then you tried to buy your way out of said hole that was a free hole anyway, that perpetuated to where you ended up making a nice donation by the end of the night.
Pretty much, yes. But I got lunch out of it. I got dinner out of it. So I kind of recouped part of it. But what was interesting was I ran into friends from high school, just people that I knew for many, many years who I had not seen in forever. So let me ask you this, listeners out there. Do you have friends from high school that just vanished, that you don't know if they're alive, if they're dead? You don't know what happened to them because they don't do social media. I find it weird to come across somebody who doesn't have a Facebook or an Instagram or a Twitter account or something like that, so we can kind of keep track of you. But I came across
Tinder.
some friends of mine who I hadn't seen forever. And it was so cool, right? So one of the things that he said was, a friend Brandon from high school. We were close in middle school and high school. I mean, not besties, but we were really good friends, had a lot of classes together.
I mean, it's not like you and me.
Yes, exactly. Never reached that point, man. We've never split meals before. But he told me this. He goes, "Man, Michael," he goes, you look just like you did in high school. Like very little has changed." Now, mind you, I'm about 50 pounds heavier than I was in high school. And that happens. We spread out a little bit.
Does it?
Yeah, I know, Pledge. We all can't be you. It was worse, okay? Maybe 50 is a stretch. Maybe it's closer to 40. But the fact of the matter is, I'm telling my wife this story. We're laying in bed and just talking about our day. And I looked at her and I said, "Yeah, babe, I ran into an old friend, Brandon, hadn't seen him in years. We caught up for over an hour." And he looks over at me and goes, "Man, you just haven't changed. You look the same." And my wife looks at me and goes, "I've known you since you were in your early 30s. You do not look the same. You look old."
I was going to say, you posted that picture from like the 99 Spurs championship, I think it was not too long ago. I was like, wow, that was a different minute.
So I guess the question I have for people out there is, when we look in the mirror, do we see somebody who's younger than what is actually there? I mean, do we see ourselves?
I mean, I do.
20 Do we see ourselves 10 or 20 years younger or 10 or 20 pounds lighter? For some people, they might think that they look older. Some people think that they look heavier than what they really are. It's just kind of weird. Is it like that mirror that we look at? Is it something that's rosier than what we normally think? Do you think that you look young?
With the beard, no, I think it actually ages me. But when this sucker goes away, I look like a kid. I do.
Do you look like a kid?
I do.
Or do you feel like a kid?
Both. I look and feel like a kid.
You've
You've seen me when I shave. Don't try and act like I don't look like a baby.
Well, the thing is that you're skinnier. So because of that, people who are thinner tend to look younger than their age. For me, I'm chubby,
Is that I know skinny people that look old.
Well, I've lost 30 pounds this year and I gained back 5 thanks to Thanksgiving. I went to the vending machine before the show and I couldn't get anything because nothing falls in the low carb area over there. But I was
Welcome to radio.
Welcome to radio, exactly. Yeah, where they pay you change in nickels over there. If you put a $5 in there, you're gonna get $4 in nickels back. It's like a slot machine. It's funny. But was taking a look at myself and whatnot, and I tell people all the time, it's because I have my hair and my hair is dark, and because of that, there's no cul-de-sac, there's no gray going on. I think that I look younger, but there's a study out there that says that if people have relations,
Well,
3 times or more per week,
mm-hmm.
that they appear 7 years younger. Do you buy that?
If I do,
And by relations, I'm talking about, let's talk
yeah.
about sex, baby.
I understood what you meant.
Okay.
You didn't have to spell it out for me.
Yeah, I wanted my salt and pepper moment. All right.
If true, I need to up my game.
I need to get you a date, man.
I
need
want to start drinking from the fountain of youth, baby.
So very, very, very nice. Again, the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. It is Victory Polo Monday. The OG, Rock the Mic champ, RJ Ochoa, says when you win, you win the polo, right? So you'll go on Twitter right now or on Facebook, Instagram. You'll see RJ's wearing his Cowboys polo. I'm wearing my Saints polo because it's the first time in about a month and a half I've been able to wear it. They looked good. Kamara came back, and lo and behold, they have a good team when Kamara's back there. So kind of interesting. But let's talk about Cowboys, man. How about them Cowboys?
Hey,
How about that
guaranteed to win
guarantee?
and delivered.
How about that guarantee? Coach Mike McCarthy shocked us all midweek last week when he said, I believe this team will win. Now, he may not have said the word guarantee, but that's the way we interpreted it, right? We took it that way. It was bulletin board material all weekend long, and the Cowboys delivered, man. The Cowboys went into D.C., took on the team that doesn't have a mascot, the Washington football team, and beat them 27-20. Now, here's the thing about this game. People who listen to Halftime know that I am not a Cowboys fan. So I will give you objectively my opinion of last night's game, because there are a lot of Cowboy fans out there who think that the Cowboys have won back-to-back games where they played poorly. They played poorly against the New Orleans Saints, but still beat them 27-17. They played Washington football team up 24-0 at halftime, had to hold on by the skin of their teeth, and it's 27-20. And I have friends calling me. I have friends texting me. I have people on Twitter who are coming out saying, man, there's issues going on with the Cowboys, man. You know, Dak doesn't look good. He's not as sharp as he used to be. And just, it felt like it was a back-to-back ugly win for Cowboy fans. Now, objectively, for someone who for many years has been called a Cowboy hater, and I gave up my Cowboy hating card 5 or 6 years ago, when the 20-year anniversary of Super Bowl 30 happened, I kind of said, okay, I'll be a hater for 20 years. But after that, I kind of feel a little bad, man. I don't want that to be, I don't want that to be where the Cowboys go 40, 50, 60 years without winning a title. That's just rude. That's just mean. So objectively, how do I feel about the Cowboys win yesterday afternoon in Washington, D.C.? I'm going to say this to all Cowboy fans out there, especially the ones who thought that this was an ugly win. I don't know what the hell you're looking at, man. That was a great win by the Dallas Cowboys yesterday. That was an incredible win that Cowboy fans should be happy about, because they showed that they can dominate this decent teams. This was a good team that had won 4 games in a row, and the Cowboys went over there and beat them up early and was up 24-0 at halftime, and can show that they could be dominant on both sides of the ball. Maybe not for the whole game, but they proved a lot to me yesterday. I thought that was an incredible win for the Cowboys. And this is coming from somebody who's considered to be a Cowboy hater, even though I said I retired that card 5 years ago.
You and I must have seen 2 different games. Did they have a different game on in Houston?
Dude, no. I saw that game twice. I watched it once, real time. I went back and DVR'd it. I thought the Cowboys played very well. There was some stuff down the stretch, right? The pick 6 that Dak Prescott threw, and suddenly Washington football team's getting the ball back with a couple of minutes to go, and they have the chance to
down by a score,
have a chance to come back and tie it and whatnot. And then you had that alleged fumble of Heineke, which that was an incomplete pass, man. Come on. There's no way in the world that was a fumble.
It's an empty hand. I think it was a fumble.
But when it comes down to it, I think that it's very fascinating the way the Cowboys have played this year. Now, the Cowboys have opened up a 3-game lead. There's 4 games to go. Essentially, yesterday, what the Cowboys did was they won the NFC East. The odds of them losing are very, very, very low. They are going to be either a 3 or a 4 seed going into the playoffs. That's just the way that it is. But I'm taking a look at this, and the Cowboys defense can be so dominant that they're going to be one of the scariest outs in the playoffs this January because of that defense, because of Tank Lawrence being healthy, because Randy Gregory being healthy, because Micah Parsons is out of his mind, out of this world good. We saw that with Randy Gregory getting things going with that interception where he bats the ball up in the air and has the presence of mind to catch it. That was incredible. Very few players can do that. That led to the Amari Cooper touchdown. And then you have the sack that created a fumble, the forced fumble of Micah Parsons, which led to that recovery by Dorrance Armstrong, 37 yards for the score. Zerline was making his kicks. It was 24-0 at halftime. Was it a close game down the stretch? Yes, it ended 27-20. But those 2 quarters there, right there, proved to me that this Cowboys team has what it takes to be a Super Bowl contender. Do I think that they are the best team in the NFC? No. Do I think they're the second best team in the NFC? No. But they are scary enough so that Cowboy fans can have some optimism, and more importantly, to quote Morgan Freeman from Shawshank Redemption, hope. It's the best of things. You know, and it's just one of those things that everyone's looking at what happened in the third and that pick six and the fact that the Cowboys were one drive away from blowing that lead. I'm looking at it differently. I'm looking at it going, yeah, you can look at that. That can be cleaned up. That can be fixed. But what you can't fix or what you can't create is what was done the first two quarters, which was total dominance. And if they have the ability to do that against a decent team on the road that has won, against a team that has won 4 in a row, that had beaten the Bucks, that had beaten the Raiders, I was impressed, man. I was impressed with yesterday's game.
Obviously, you were much easier impressed than I am. Yeah, it was a great first half. I loved what I saw from both sides of the ball early, but correct me if I'm wrong, football is a game that is played over 60 minutes, and a half of football doesn't tell the whole story when you're playing a game, right?
Well, the old saying goes, you can't win a game in the first quarter, but you can certainly lose a game. That's what Washington did.
I don't know about that. I think you can lose a game in the first quarter. I think you can lose a game in the fourth quarter. Dallas almost did that. I mean, that wasn't impressive by any stretch. And these struggles of one Dak Prescott continue to shock and amaze. Like, he has been off, and that throw that was the pick six, which allows you to get back allows Washington a chance back in that game by throwing that ball. Severely ill-advised throw. The linebacker was under it the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dak has not been making good decisions with the football over the last 5 to 6 weeks, and that's a little bit concerning because the early part of his career was all about taking care of the football.
Dak hasn't done well the past few weeks. I'll agree with that. Okay.
Is that not a concern?
No, not at all. Not at all, man. The team is getting healthier. And sometimes the Cowboys have done so well over the years of having the offense lead the defense. And now the fact of the matter is that the defense is stepping up and is making the game easier for Dak.
Okay, but at the same time, this is a defense that last week got just eviscerated by the Saints' run game. Like, they've had their issues too. They just haven't been posed with a real enough threat to where it's been a problem.
No, I get that, but the fact of the matter is that the Cowboys are now healthy. The Cowboys no longer have any excuses. Who was the major injury yesterday was Pollard, right? Pollard was the only major injury, and I'm taking a look at this team, and I'm there going, wow, Corey Clement filled in pretty well. 13 carries for 44 yards. Talking about Dak, was it a great game? No, he was 27 for 39, 211 yards, threw that touchdown to Cooper, had 2 really bad interceptions. And what was weird about them was that one was a complete overthrow, and one of them was the pick six, which was a really bad decision. Why they're passing in that situation, I'm not 100% sure. But overall, you're talking about the third and fourth quarter, and that is glass half empty. I'm looking at it glass half full because there are very few teams out there that have the playmakers on defense to make what happened in the first half actually happen. And I was thoroughly impressed by that defense yesterday, and that's the one thing that Cowboy fans need to hang their hat on and go, okay, we at least have that. We're at least healthy on the defensive side of the ball because one of them can carry, because sometimes Dak can catch fire. And it was all like live and die by Dak. But now the Cowboys are capable of winning despite Dak, which is a very interesting development in this team.
I don't know if the struggles are with Dak or with the offense in general, or if Dak is checking out of plays that Kellen Moore is calling, but you see Washington starting to close the gap. And late in the game, when you should be trying to kill the clock because the clock is Washington football team's enemy at that point, you throw it 3 straight downs and continue to preserve time. You end up throwing a pick 6 at one point. This is where, like, that's why you're paying Zeke, is to put the clock. So is Dak checking out of these plays, or is Kellen Moore ineffective at managing the clock late in the game with the offense? It's got to be one or the other.
Yeah, I thought the clock management was kind of suspect towards the end, but my favorite part of the game was Lyle Collins getting ejected. I am a big fan of defending your guy. Now, the thing is, that was a legal hit.
To a point.
That was a legal hit. It was a legal hit, so it was wrong. Okay, so it's one of those things where the guy got, they pushed Dak out of bounds, and Dak was going out of bounds anyway. It wasn't like Dak was going to, go psych and go downfield, right? I get that.
What is it you say, though? What is it you say? If they're going to run, you make them feel it.
Right. So I don't think that he did anything wrong. The defender didn't do anything wrong. But I don't think that Collins did anything wrong by going up and defending Dak. Now he did throw a punch, and he's gonna get suspended. But what he did there was something that I wish more teams would have done. We talked about this a while back when Keldon Johnson got manhandled by Russell Westbrook, and none of the Spurs went over to approach Westbrook at all. They just let it happen. And I was very pissed off when that happened. But for Collins to defend Dak was the right thing to do. And it's one of those things where when they look at tape, when they look at this game all over again and try to learn from mistakes, I think they're going to look at this game and think to themselves, we had more positives than negatives. We stood up for our guy.
There's standing up for your guy, and then there's taking it too far.
He took it too far. He took it too far. And he will be suspended one game.
You're taking it too far, hurts the team. Now you're out for possibly a game, being suspended.
He will be.
You miss the rest of that game. Like, there is a point of standing up for your guy, and then there's a point of idiocy. And Lyle Collins crosses that point of idiocy a lot more than doing the right thing.
Yeah, you're gonna do that thing where you go like, don't hold me back, man. Hold me back.
See, that's just indicative of Lyle Collins and the poor decisions that he makes on a regular basis, I think. And that he did something that actually hurts the team. You're not standing up for your guy at that point.
We're talking more about the Cowboys at 1:00. Interesting question I want to know from you, Cowboy fans. And again, the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. Most playoff games are decided by one possession. Who do you trust more? Do you trust the Cowboys offense to get that go-ahead score, or do you trust the Cowboys defense more to hold on to a 3-point lead? Yeah. So we'll be talking about that at 1:00. But are we doing headlines today, Pledge?
Yeah, I've got headlines.
Let's get some headlines in. Here's Pledger with the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
There's some big news, and I think I should just pack all of this into the first three.
One major headline, yeah.
One major headline. Southern California's quarterback Keaton Slovis has entered the transfer portal, as has Texas A&M's Zach Calzada, who started this year. Yes, as Haynes King went down to injury, Calzada, who led the Aggies to a win over then number 1 ranked Alabama, which is, number 1 again.
Yeah.
He is also entering the transfer portal, as we are seeing some big names on the move. Another one of those big names on the move. The Texas Longhorns landed number 1 overall recruit from last season, Ohio State quarterback Quinn Ewers.
He's back, baby.
As he returns to his original commitment and will be back on the 40 acres.
I love all this chaos. Give me some more of it. I know there's the coaching carousel and whatnot, and I get pissed off about it, and I call Lincoln Riley a scumbag. But when it comes to the players, though, this is their future career. These coaches will have a career regardless of what happens to them that year. They get fired, they're going to go become a coordinator someplace else. But if you bury a football player and just staple him to the bench where he can't do anything, that affects his playing ability in the NFL level for all time. The ability for them to move around, go into the transfer portal. One of my favorite memes that I saw this past weekend was of LSU's Mike the Tiger, and it says the photo of Mike saying Mike the Tiger has entered the portal. So no, man, give me this chaos, baby.
Headline 1.
Well, we have our fourth new number one team in the last 4 weeks when it comes to college basketball. After Purdue fell the day after being ranked number one to Purdue, to Rutgers, we now have the reigning men's national basketball champion, Baylor Bears, at 9-0 as the number one team, getting all 61 first place votes there, followed by Duke. Purdue dropped to 3, UCLA, Gonzaga, Alabama. Texas, after their loss to Seton Hall, has dropped to 17, one spot behind those Seton Hall Pirates at 16.
Man, congrats to the Bears. It's a long season, but what that program over there is very, very, very impressive.
Scott Drew's a great coach.
What a great pickup that Scott Drew was years ago, but he's just a great guy. He's a great mentor, great coach. And what I like about what Baylor Bear does on the court is how they design plays out of timeouts. They seem to be very, very effective out of timeouts. They play really good on both sides of the ball. That's going to be a team that's probably one of the 10 teams out there that has a legit chance of winning the title this year.
Headline 0.
And finally, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' Tom Brady has overtaken Drew Brees in the NFL for the completions record. And by the way, his walk-off touchdown pass to Rashard Perryman in overtime was the 700th of his career.
Yeah. We talked about Dak Prescott having issues yesterday.
GOAT status?
Well, he is the GOAT. But, Brady and the fellows were up 24-3 at halftime, and it was 27-27 by the end of the fourth. They went into overtime.
Yep.
So what happened to Dak yesterday happened even worse to Tom Brady. But what Brady did yesterday,
they were also playing a better opponent in the Buffalo Bills.
They were. But
okay, let's not gloss over the fact that the Bills are a lot of people's Super Bowl pick coming into the season.
But the difference was the Cowboys were on the road and the Bucs were at home when this all happened. So that shouldn't have happened at home. You shouldn't blow a 21-point lead.
Were they on the road? I thought they brought their benches. I thought they got some home cooking in that game, Mike.
Absolutely love that, man. But what happened yesterday? Two things happened yesterday. One, Tom Brady won the NFL MVP. Just put his name on it. He won yesterday. It's done. It's over. And Myles Garrett just won Defensive Player of the Year.
Not Micah Parsons.
No.
That's the 411 and a 210.
Absolutely love the fact that the Cowboys took their own bench, because the benches that they had in their last game were not warm, but they brought their own. And I'm picturing
there's got to be some kind of rules violation with that.
I want to know, was it like bus there? Do you put it on a flight?
Oh, you put it on a plane.
Was it okay? Because I don't know how heavy it is, but just the fact that you saw the star logo out there, it was so D-baggy. It was so ridiculous that I absolutely loved it. Please do that some more. I want that to be part of the traveling show. I want the Cowboys to start a trend where they take that everywhere. It was D-baggy, but you know what? When you're an America's team and the most loved and the most hated team, you can do stuff like that and get away with it. You can guarantee wins and bring your benches and get away with it.
I didn't like that at all, because if you think about what happened, right?
Yeah.
And them bring it in, isn't that supposed to be like a home field? In that part of it, you give them the bad locker room, you give them the bad benches, in that part of having a home field advantage.
No hot water.
Yeah.
Jonathan C. on YouTube reaches out and says that he believes that Aaron Rodgers is the MVP, not Tom Brady. I would have agreed with you up until the point where
I don't disagree.
Aaron Rodgers is playing exceptionally well. Was incredible yesterday. They came from behind. He still owns the Bears. Proved it again. But that whole game that he cost his team because he lied about being vaccinated, that cost him the MVP award.
Can't you say the same thing for Tom Brady on vouching so hard for Antonio Brown, only to find out he got a fake vax card?
Okay, you can be. There are different shades of being wrong.
Okay.
There's wrong, and really wrong. But no, man, I think Brady locked up the MVP yesterday. Vegas seems to agree. And
remember, Jonathan Taylor had the weekend off.
he did. But you know what? Vegas odds have Jonathan Taylor around 8th, and they have Myles Garrett really high up there, along with TJ Watt as well. So Micah Parsons will be in the top 5 when it's all said and done, but let's not get our hopes up on that. He's going to win Rookie of the Year. That's the lock of the year right now. But we have more to come. Another hour and a half of halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star. How about them Spurs? Woo! Came back, beat New Orleans yesterday. We'll talk about the Spurs. And then later on, what are some things that people do that everyone seems to do that you've never done, never tried, never eaten, never drank? This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Here we go. The Dallas Cowboys live here all season long. Every snap.
I love it.
Every catch.
Let's go have a day, huh?
Every touchdown. Plus, we'll give you the complete breakdown and preview of every game from our experts. Dallas Cowboys insiders and head coach Mike McCarthy. We're all fans.
Yeah! Yeah!
Hear the call from Brad Sham and the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network. Right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Want to make this the most unforgettable Christmas? Diamonds Direct is here to help with our most dazzling selection ever and 4 years zero-interest financing. Diamonds Direct showcases are fully stocked with the classics, as well as the latest trendy fashion jewelry from world-class designers. You'll get the unbeatable value price Diamonds Direct is known for. Plus, spread your payments over 4 years, 48 whole months with zero interest. Get holiday store hours, directions, finance details, and see our online gift guide at diamondsdirect.com. On approved credit.
Fever is a potential sign of COVID or the flu, and the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Exergen temporal scanners, available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com. That's EXERGEN.com. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
Great water every time you take a drink, take a shower, do laundry, or run the dishwasher. All thanks to Alamo Water Softeners. Take advantage of their water treatment bundles with the Premier Whole Home Bundle. Get a free standard gas or electric water heater when you purchase select water softener, a +1 filter, and a reverse osmosis system while supplies last. And right now, if you purchase one of their bundles, you get a free 1-year water softener tune-up and free water heater flush, but only through December 20th. Details at alamowatersofteners.com.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign, and only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them and cannot be relied on. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Hey, San Antonio Sports Star listeners, this is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Thanks to fans like you, you can now buy Kielbasa products just about everywhere. We hope you continue to enjoy our handcrafted, small batch smoked meats because we sure enjoy making them for you. So grab some today and let me know what you think. My number's on the back of every pack. Right by my promise that if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
At Thomas J. Henry Law, we strive to provide the highest level of service in the industry. But don't take our word for it. See what our clients have to say. With more than 2,700 five-star Google reviews, Thomas J. Henry is among the highest-rated attorneys in town. Don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today at tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Don't get your tinsel in a tangle. Happy holidays, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Want a chance to win tickets to every Dallas Cowboys home game this season? It's simple. Go to sasportstar.com and register to win. Win tickets to every home game on your home for America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Welcome back to halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star. My name's Michael Jimenez. The show goes till 2 o'clock, joined by James Pledger, produced by Edwin Hafner. You know, Pledge, Spurs got back to their winning ways yesterday. Beat the New Orleans Pelicans 112-97 at the AT&T Center. If I wasn't getting paid to watch that game, I wouldn't have. That was a boring game to watch, my man.
What?
It was two teams struggling to find their way, and ultimately the Spurs took over midway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
And went off
Spurs
to
are
win.
going to beat bad teams.
Maybe that's what it was. It wasn't a sexy game because I'm taking a look at the other team going, Valanciunas, I know who you are. Brandon Ingram, I know who you are. But everybody else, I was like, who are these people? I kind of felt like the Spurs were playing a G League team last night. And again, I mean, that is one of the teams that has a worse record than the Spurs. But the Spurs got the win, bounced back because they got ran out of the gym by the Nuggets the game before, the night before. But the Spurs are now 10-16, 6-8 at home. I'm going to tell you the best parts of the game. Best parts of the game. Number one was that my daughter was shown on Bally Sports Network. She was in the stands with her mom.
Did you get on TV?
What's that?
Get on TV?
Oh, yeah. It was a good 15 seconds there of them.
Nice!
Spotlighting them. You know, she was wearing a Santa hat, and her mom was wearing one that said naughty. So weird. But you know, my daughter, I sent photos of her. She was not very excited about it because she was eating at the time. So the camera focused on her eating, and it's not the most pleasant thing to watch anybody eat sometimes, man. But welcome back to halftime. Can we now state, Pledge, that Derek White is officially out of his slump?
I think we've been able to state that for a while now.
No, I can't really do that, man, because he went 18 games there that were awful.
Sure.
And 6 games does not make up for 18.
I mean, it's been a couple weeks now, so
yeah, I can see that. But yesterday, Derek White, 24 points.
Like I won't a game, 2 games, sure, you're not out of a slump. That's the anomaly. But when you consistently sustain it for a week, 2 weeks, then you can start looking at it and going, all right, this feels like he's pulled himself back up. Because much like, you know, baseball or anything else, these stats are ebbs and flows throughout the season. You're going to be cold for a stretch of time. Like Danny Green could be one of the best 3-point shooters in the world, but we all only remember when Danny Green's ice cold.
Well, and that's the weird thing about Derek White. Now, Derek White was 9 for 17, 24 points. Almost had a triple-double, 9 assists and 8 rebounds. DeJounte Murray had a triple-double, 10 points, 10 assists, and 12 rebounds. The thing about Derek White, though, is that 9 for 17 shooting sounds good. He was attacking the basket, and he looked good attacking the rim. But the weird thing was he was 1 for 6 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he is, quote-unquote, bounced back and is no longer in a slump, from three-point land, he's still in a slump because for the season, he's at 28% from 3. 28. You know what?
He's never been a great 3-point shooter.
No,
though.
he's actually been a pretty decent one over the years. I mean, if I was to go over the years, he's averaged around 35 to 36%. So him being at 28% is a little bit weird because, you know, he's obviously more confident taking the ball to the hoop. Obviously, I mean, he got an and one that got things going in late in the third quarter, but it's just so weird that his jumper just seems to not be there.
Now, Rudolph Renee on our Facebook Live has a question for Team Tank.
Yeah.
Are the Spurs supposed to be trying, or are the Spurs supposed to be trying to be worse than the Pelicans?
No, because we've already made
I've already told you this team's good. Like, they're missing one piece. That's it. And here's the thing. I'm only a captain of Team Tank in terms of what the Spurs normally do. They're letting the young guys run. That's what I care about. Like yesterday in the Texans game, I'm watching that game against the Seahawks. And if they would have won that game, I wouldn't have been mad because Brevin Jordan saw more targets than he saw all season. Nico Collins saw more targets in that game than he saw all season. Davis Mills was playing quarterback. When you start to let the young guys learn on the job, then go out and try and win. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. It's when you're throwing in the vets to try and get that veteran leadership. I don't even know why at certain points, but I do believe that you try and win games and players try to win games. That's the thing. I've always said that. This isn't about the players. This is about the organization, but the organization is letting these young guys learn both through the losses and through the wins, learning how to turn those losses into wins.
If the young guys are going to win, I'm happy for that. I was cheering for them to win. The thing is that what I liked more and more every day is Trey Jones. Trey Jones is deserving of those 15 to 20 minutes that he's getting. Now, the game was 83-82. Spurs were up by 1 at the end of 3. But the lineup that came out to start the fourth quarter started out hot, and that's how the Spurs won the game. But it was an interesting lineup. It was Trey Jones, Derek White, Devin Vassell, Lonnie Walker, and Jakob Poeltl. So it was like 4 smalls and 1 big. They played small ball.
They did.
And they got out to a big lead, got up 90-82, and at that point, the game was over. But the Spurs are going not only as Derek White goes, but as Jakob Poeltl goes. 24 points and 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 steal. Man, Jakob's looking good.
You and I did a lockdown the other day.
Yeah.
Where I came in hard off the ropes.
Yeah.
As y'all were giving out quarter season awards.
I got the gifts.
I just don't know, like, when it comes to biggest surprise or most improved or whatever, like, it's easy to give DeJounte every award this year, but I don't know how you don't give Jakob the most improved or because even biggest surprise, just because what he's done this year, nobody expected.
No, Jakob has done so much better over the last week and a half compared to
all season.
Well, no, see, the problem is that when he was rocking and rolling when the season started, there were no elite 4s or 5s that he was defending. And it was one of those things where, you know, it's like, okay, great. You're beating up on a player that you're equal to or better than.
Yes. And you're supposed to.
But when it came to the Anthony Davises of the world and it came to the Jokic's and those types of players, he was struggling. He seems to be a lot more assertive now the past couple of weeks since he's come back from the injury against the elite players, because beforehand he was trying to like contain them, not try to stop them. 2 different strategies.
Get rid of whatever Tony Parker teardrop you're trying to do. Is the ugliest thing I don't care if you make it at 100%. I'm tired of watching it.
The ugliest thing
that's like Leandro Barbosa's shot or Sean Marion's shot from the chest where he shoots a 3. Like,
yeah,
it's ugly and I don't even want to see it.
Yeah, Drew Eubanks made a 3 in this homestand. One of these home games. I don't know if it was against Denver. I don't know if it was the first game or the second game, but he made a 3-pointer from the left corner. Might have been the ugliest Amari Stoudemire-esque shot I'd ever seen in my entire life. It went in. The way he landed, I mean, his right hand was still in the air. He looked like
that Jakob floater just needs to go away.
Yeah.
I think it's so horrendous to look at.
But here's an interesting thing about the Spurs. The Spurs have been playing roughly 500 ball the last couple of weeks or so. They have a home game coming up against Charlotte on Wednesday. After Wednesday's game, home against Charlotte, which they should win. I expect them to win.
Okay. I don't know if I'd expect them to win that.
The Spurs go on a 4-game road trip. And beyond the 4-game road trip, they play 11 out of 14 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of games on the road, and this season might get out of hand, or it could galvanize them. You never know, but that's a lot of road games to play over the course of a month, 11 out of 14 games. But the 4-game road trip that's coming up, again, they're home against Charlotte Wednesday at 7:30. Tickets are as low as $6, according to Ticketmaster.
Wow.
Dude, so many empty seats watching that game on TV. I mean, the other day they had 14,000. Right.
Texans games, it was louder for the Seahawks when they scored in that arena yesterday.
The Spurs sold 14,000 seats, but there weren't 14,000 butts in the stands, man. It's so sad. Go to a game, man. The Charlotte game is Wednesday at 7:30. After that, if you want to see the Spurs play again, you're gonna have to wait a while. So, and then 11 of 14 games.
I'm not gonna let you just passively throw that out there. Go to the game the way you did, pack the dome, and never went to a UTSA home game.
I've been to a Spurs game this year.
You were supposed to be at one this weekend.
This weekend? No.
Weren't you supposed to go with Jeff?
Oh,
you saw when he saw Brian Wright.
My media pass and my contacts for that were in New York for the Army Navy game. So that threw that off, man. But Jonathan C on YouTube, the processing fee is more than the actual ticket. My goodness.
Actually true.
Very nice, man. We're going till 2:00 here on halftime. When we come back, let's talk about UTSA football. Talk about tickets, man. It's getting pricey over there. Help us determine also a potential controversy in the San Antonio Sports Stars Fantasy League. Because one just popped up and I noticed it yesterday. And at 1:00, talking more about the Cowboys, who you trust more, offense or defense. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. We're also on Twitter. I'm at Mike ESPNSA. Pledger's at I Am Pledger. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It's heart-stopping, rim-wrecking, ball-arching action.
Ball 3, got it!
College hoops are happening, and we've got the action and excitement you love. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 100% satisfaction guarantee.
The San Antonio Spurs win their 6th in their last 9 with a 112-97 victory over the New Orleans Pelicans last night. Jakob Poeltl and Derek White led the Spurs in scoring with 24 points each, as 6 Spurs scored in double figures to power San Antonio to their 10th win. The Dallas Cowboys make good on Mike McCarthy's win guarantee, edging out the Washington football team 27-20. Greg Zuerlein went 4 for 4 on field goals and made his only extra point attempt to help Dallas with the win. And the Houston Texans keep their tanking going with a 33-13 loss to the Seattle Seahawks in Houston yesterday. Davis Mills still had a solid outing at quarterback for the Texans, throwing for 331 yards and a touchdown with no interceptions. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And yes, they have the 13s too. Switch to Pure Talk. Get great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There is no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, the iPhone 12, just $479 this month. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say half off to get an additional half off your first month, plus save on a new phone. That's pound 250, say half off. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
Jason Minix here for River City Oral Surgery. If you need your wisdom teeth out, a tooth pulled, dental implants, you need to know about Dr. Mark Havercorn at River City Oral Surgery. He offers direct patient care, so you don't need a referral. You simply call, make an appointment, and all prices are listed on the website. That's one of the great things when you go to rivercityoms.com. Even if you have dental insurance, River City Oral Surgery will probably still be less, and all prices are all inclusive, including including your post-op care. You know exactly what it's going to cost you before you go in. Free market medicine is the way to go. You know what you're going to pay, and you know you're getting the best care. People drive from all over the state to see Dr. Havercorn, who is an oral surgeon. He's a specialist medical doctor, and he treats people of all ages. Call 210-778-0002 or go to the website rivercityoms.com. rivercityoms.com.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-519-0449. That's 1-800-519-0449. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-519-0449.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
America's Diamond offers our 5-year, 60-month financing program every day of the year. You don't have to wait for a sale to get 5-year financing with credit approval, or wait for a sale to get our guaranteed America's Diamond price, because we treat everyone fairly and with respect every day of the year. For almost 40 years, we have designed and created our extraordinary diamond jewelry right here in San Antonio. When you buy at America's Diamond, your money stays in San Antonio. Our whole company is located here and locally owned. Our kids and grandkids go to school here. All 40 of our coworkers live and shop in San Antonio for everything. Through the years, America's Diamond has supported thousands of wonderful charity events in San Antonio. We're the official jeweler of the San Antonio Spurs and of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics. See our television program about diamonds and jewelry tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or see it right now at americasdiamond.com.
The Root Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Root on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Root Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole, and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Root Pub at 281 in Redmond Road. We'll see you at the Root.
If it's rim wrecking board busting action you want, then come and get it.
Catching a right-hand dunk.
The greatest ballers on earth are doing their thing on the hard court, and we bring it to you. Catch the action on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, this is Sarah Spain, and you're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Upload a photo of what's on your grill and enter a description and recipe, and you could win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Winner chosen every Thursday at 6 on the Blitz against you. Again, your chance to win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
There's something on the rundown before we get into this UTSA thing that we kind of blew through.
Yeah.
It's 65 degrees inside your house?
You know what? Let's talk about that at 1 o'clock. I do want to dive into that. I was going to mention that earlier, but yeah, I was walking around my house and my daughter comes up to me and says, "Oh, it feels so nice in here." And I looked and I was like, "It's like
nice."
Yeah, man, we are an interesting family. Mrs. Jimenez and my kids and me. We're an interesting family. Welcome to halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250. Right now. We're on 94.5 FM and on the go at sasportstar.com. You know, UTSA Roadrunners taking on San Diego State in the upcoming Frisco Bowl. It's getting kind of pricey, my man. I don't know if you've seen the prices. I was on SeatGeek. I mean, going to a UTSA football game was typically like $10, $20. And I know there's ways of trying to get it through the school and whatnot. But if those ways have been exhausted, the price on SeatGeek right now for the cheapest seats, including fees, is $110 a pop.
Okay.
If you want a good seat, 45, 50-yard line, looking at about $200 a pop right now. It is fascinating. But man, I'm taking a look at this game. I'm getting more and more excited about this because, man, last week, Pledge, I went and met that quarterback from Brennan High School, and you brought up the idea. You're like, hey, what if Coach Traylor shows up with a trophy and all that? I got super excited about that. I'm gonna go back to Brennan and go, Ashton, dude, have you thought about UTSA? I did not ask him that question. I was so bad, so I apologize. Meep Nation.
How could you have not done that? Like everything Jeff Traylor's done for us, and you couldn't do him this one solid and just plant the bug.
Ashton Dubose and your brother Aaron, stud receiver, stud quarterback.
I want to call
Brennan.
him Dubois so bad.
Come to the Roadrunners, my man. Come to the Roadrunners. But now he has SEC hopes, man, which is good times. But man, taking a look at that game, the Frisco Bowl. It started out as a UTSA favored by about 3. It has now moved to 2. The over-under has started around 48.5, has now gone up to 50.
Wow. And the cheapest ticket I'm finding right now is $96.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. I'm going to be in the Dallas area. I got to convince my wife to let me go.
I think you should.
I mean, I'll be at an Airbnb. And you know what? Send her to a spa. That would be it.
$149 for lower bowl tickets.
Yep. But it's a small place, only 22.
Oh, and those are right on about the 50-yard line, row 3.
Only about 20,000 plus that are in that stadium, so not a very big place. Hey, we have another hour of halftime to go. Talking about Cowboys, who do you trust more? Do you trust Dak to win the game at the end?
Troy Aikman.
Or do you trust... or do you trust Micah Parsons and the D to hold on to a lead? We'll be talking about the Cowboys at about 1:10. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM, on the go at sasportstar.com.
Their games. And there are games. Welcome to a whole new season of the NBA, right here on ESPN Radio. Get the latest news, moves, analysis, and more. The NBA plays here. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hi, this is Trey Ware, customer number 1 with Alamo Water Softeners with their water treatment bundles. Special pricing to give your home the highest quality water treatment available. Choose from several bundles, including the Premier Whole Home Bundle and so much more. Log on today to alamowatersofteners.com and make an appointment with one of their whole home specialists for a free water analysis and recommendations that are customized to your home. And be sure you ask about 0% interest, same as cash for 2 years with approved credit. alamowatersofteners.com.
Hey y'all, I'm Grant Pinkerton of Pinkerton's Barbecue in downtown San Antonio. We only smoke prime meats with a blend of post oak and mesquite. Come see us for some of those giant beef ribs, tender brisket, and a cold big red. We have a Texas-sized bar, great selection of bourbon, and tons of local beers. I love sports, so we have plenty of screens to watch them on. We're open Wednesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner or until we sell out. Come early, come hungry, and stay late.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer. You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. I don't know about you, but my car could use a few upgrades. I mean, the 8-inch tear in the driver's seat does have sentimental value since my butt has molded to fit it, but I'm ready to move on. My solution? eBay Motors. They've got all the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them, from seat covers to whole new seats. When I get that new seat, I think I'll put the old one in the living room. right next to the minivan seats, or as we call it, the sectional. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top-brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Hi, everyone. Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats here. When you bring a package of our smoked sausage home, keep it simple. It's handcrafted in small batches and fully cooked, so you can just heat it up and enjoy. My favorite way to eat it is on a bun with mustard or wrapped in a tortilla. Try some from a store near you today, and if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Guaranteed. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
Nothing says I love you like the gift of diamonds. A diamond pendant, a diamond anniversary band, a pair of diamond earrings. And around here, the diamond destination is Diamonds Direct. With our decades of experience, our worldwide connections, our legendary value, Diamonds Direct is here to help make this Christmas the most unforgettable ever. Our showcases are filled with exquisite diamond rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands. Can't miss gifts with lasting value and beauty. And now, through the end of December, you can get 4 years, 0-interest financing on any holiday purchase. If you're planning an engagement this holiday season, this special finance offer includes all of our designer engagement rings and all certified diamonds. Buy now, spread your payments over 4 years with 0 interest. Say I love you louder than ever this holiday with the gift of diamonds from Diamonds Direct. Get holiday store hours, directions, finance details, and see our online gift guide at diamondsdirect.com. Unapproved credit. Official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys at the shops at La Cantera.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Michael Jimenez.
Halftime.
Welcome back. Happy Monday, everybody. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportsstar.com. Michael Jimenez here with James Pledger, Edwin Hafner producing this fine show. So, Pledge, you were telling me during the break that you found tickets for UTSA football cheaper than what I found.
Yeah.
What website were you on?
I closed that tab already, but I believe it. That was straight through the Frisco Bowl website.
Okay. So we saw $55, $60, probably a little bit more when you add the fees and whatnot to it. So maybe you can get in for about $70. Not too bad.
It's not bad.
We had some
bowl game, baby.
It is. It's fun times. At least it's Dallas. You got stuff to do there. We got a Woj bomb in the last hour. Some breaking news. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, the NBA has postponed the Bulls-Pistons game on Tuesday and the Bulls-Raptors game on Thursday, sources tell ESPN. He goes on to say the Chicago Department of Health had concerns about the Bulls continuing to play this week, and that part of the decision, sources tell ESPN. So basically, there was COVID just ran through that team.
KD just dropped 51 on the Pistons. The Bulls, Pistons, and Bulls Raptors, like those games, out of an abundance of caution, I get it. You got 10 Bulls players on the COVID list. They can't even really field a team.
Yeah, Zach LaVine was one of them over the weekend.
Zach LaVine.
But they got a G League team. Bring them on up, man. Promote JV to varsity.
No. This is, at this point, it's about player safety.
I get it.
And I'm okay with this. And those games will likely have to be made up later in the season, I'm guessing.
I'm assuming that'll happen. But there's a big enough of a break during the All-Star break that may be able to fit a game or two in. Now, one thing that you're not okay with was the idea of having the house set at 65 degrees.
Are you a madman?
What?
65?
So, yeah. So, it was.
Do you not like being comfortable?
I start to realize this when my daughter comes home from college because she's always cold. and then she gets really, really cold when it gets, because I don't turn the heater on. Because if you turn the heater on right now, it's gonna feel just ugly inside the house. That first whiff of heat is just this ugliness, because it's one of the things where you
Light
want
a candle, dude.
Would you rather be a little cold or a little hot?
I'd rather be a lot hot.
No, man.
Absolutely.
Dude, okay, every time we go to my mom's house and we have like a gathering there, whether it be a birthday party or holiday or whatnot, she sets it at 78. Sets it at 78 degrees.
No, that's a bit much. That's an extreme in the other direction.
Extreme is anything above 72.
Yes.
Anything
72
above
is your wheelhouse, man.
Even still, I like it at least at 69 during the summer, and during the winter.
Yeah.
During the winter, just turn it off and just let the cold come in, man. Just let it come in, because you can cuddle, you can get underneath the blankets, you can put on a sweater, you can put on some sweats, you can
I
get
don't
a
want to
heating
put
pad
clothes
out.
on in the middle of the winter.
Dude, I don't want to be warm. I want warmth. Two different things.
No, it's not, dude. And I see what's happening here. You saw your electricity bill after the first snap of cold when the heat first came on.
Oh, dude, I was that guy.
Now you're like, 65. Nobody touched the thermostat.
No, man, I was that guy up until we got solar panels a couple of years ago, and now I'm like, I'll use as much electricity as I want. I've got solar panels.
I'm telling you, dude, 65 is way too cold. That is unbearable. Like, having gone through a winter without power now,
yeah,
I did think I was gonna die.
Oh, because of the freeze earlier this year.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it was a nice 70, 72 in my house that day, because I was one of the few that didn't lose electricity. I lost electricity for about 2.3 seconds. It flickered, and then
I
it came
found
back
out
on.
the way around that.
Yeah, live near a hospital. Yeah, live near a firehouse. That's
Live
what
near a hospital, live near a firehouse. Those that have those on their grid, you will never lose power.
I'm on the firehouse grid apparently. Did not know, man. So if I ever sell that house, I'm gonna bring that up and be like, it's this much money, and by the way, we didn't lose electricity when everyone else did. Hey, welcome to Halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Lots to talk about. Little controversy in the San Antonio Sports Star Fantasy League, because right now is right around the time that we start talking about the playoffs. A lot of conferences or leagues have it 13 weeks, some have it 14, but now there's one extra game this year in the NFL. But I was taking a look at our league, Pledge, and we are supposed to have 6 playoff teams, but for some reason I didn't set it that way. And right now it's set so that there's only 4 teams making the playoffs, you being one of them. But we talked about this being a 6-team playoff league. Is it going to look weird for me to make that change right now, because the playoffs for us are supposed to start next week? And by the way, I'm team number 5.
I get the perception of it, but here's the thing. If we talked about, I don't remember that far back, so it doesn't affect me. I'm the number 2 seed. Also doesn't affect me. Actually, I get a bye, so it kind of helps me. So, look, I look at it such as this. I've never been in a league that's only, especially a 14-team league, that's only allowed 4 playoff spots. I've never been in a league that's only allowed 4 in my life. It's always 6 it's always 6. So if you say that we've talked about it being a 16 league, I believe you.
Now, mind you, lots of drinks were flowing that night at the Rue Pub when we made these,
that's why I don't
these
remember
selections. But I remember saying it, man. And we talked about it. I said 14-6. And everyone was like 6, 6, 6. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's do that.
So change it.
All right, Commissioner.
Give me a bye.
I'm in the playoffs. Woo! Welcome back to halftime. How about them Cowboys?
Will you feel dirty if you end up winning it?
Well, since
will you feel dirty at that point?
Since we're playing for funsies, and I think we're all pitching in for a trophy, I will pitch in even more money to make it a gaudier trophy. What's up?
Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you got the number 1 pick. Smelling a little collusion-ish.
Someone listens to our show pretty closely. He's got the receipts, man. He goes back in time, man.
Well, I remember you getting the number 1 pick and the debate that it sparked from that. The Root Pup did not take that memory away.
Brutal. So let's talk about the Cowboys.
Okay.
I thought it was
Let's talk about 'em.
I thought it was kind of interesting watching the game last night and how a lot of Cowboy fans are a little bit underwhelmed by the victory. Don't know if underwhelmed is a word, but I'll go with it. They were kind of, Cowboys up 24-0 at halftime, have to hold on for a 27-20 win. By the way, completely brutal win right there because the over-under was 48. And you had that blocked extra point, which it should have been 27-21. And I was like, oh my God, there's so many pissed off people in Vegas. But looking at the game yesterday, I remember coming into this season where it's all about the offense.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about Dak and Zeke getting healthy and actually being healthy and skinny coming into the year.
If the defense could just be middle of the road.
That was the thinking, right? Middle of the road. They don't need to be a top 5 defense, just average.
Yeah, just not be the worst.
And Dak and Coop and CeeDee Lamb and Blake Jarwin, and they're all going to just carry us to the promised land, carry Cowboy fan to the promised land.
Blake Jarwin?
Yeah. So I find it now interesting that Cowboy fans right now seem to be questioning the sharpness of Dak Prescott, but may have more confidence in the defense. So I posed this question on Twitter, and I basically asked the question, who would you have more faith in? And I brought up the fact that a lot of playoff games are decided by one possession.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that we're running maybe not a 2-minute drill, a 3-minute drill, a 4-minute drill.
Okay.
Would you rather, as a Cowboy fan, and you can reach out to us on Facebook and on YouTube and also on Twitter, Kielbasa Bacon phone lines also open at 656 ESPN. As a Cowboy fan, would you rather the Cowboys have a 3-point lead or a 4-point lead and be on defense? Or would you rather the Cowboys be down 3 or 4 points and getting the ball and having to go the length of the field? Because the way that I feel right now, as of right now, I think Cowboy fans would rather be on D.
Here's the thing. Because I don't want to go prisoner of the moment with the defense, even though they are playing the best. I have seen in this season, this Cowboys offense playing at a high level, consistently, sustained. They haven't lately, but I've seen it. I know what it looks like. I would feel a lot more comfortable if and when that offense gets clicking in the offense over the defense.
It's fascinating because I think the big difference of it all is Micah Parsons. I mean,
Yes.
if you had to ask the question, who is the best player on the Dallas Cowboys roster, would it be wrong to say that it's a rookie? Would it be wrong to say that Micah Parsons is better at what he does than Dak Prescott is at what he does? Is it fair to say, is it accurate to say that Micah Parsons is better than Tank Lawrence, better than Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb at what they do? Because the more I look at it, I think he is.
That is a big statement. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that's a big statement.
But what's funny is that when I make that statement, you're looking at me and I can see your eyes like you're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
because I don't disagree. Like, I immediately don't go, that's dumb.
Right. Unlike the other things that you say and
Unlike
do.
the other things where I will immediately tell you that's dumb. But no, I mean, he is performing in such a way that he is on par with the best at what they do on that team. Amari Cooper is one of the best of what he does on that team. That a lot of people talk about him being one of the best route runners in the NFL, not just on the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to make an argument against it. with the way that Micah Parsons has played this year. And you said earlier in the show that over the weekend, Myles Garrett sewed up the Defensive Player of the Year award.
He did. So, and that's not a slight against Micah Parsons.
I'm not saying that's a slight against
It's
him.
one of those things where we look at Micah Parsons and what's that old saying? I don't know if it's biblical or not, but you covet what you see every day. Maybe it's not, but I don't know, whatever it is. But there's a phrase that says you covet what you see every day. That's why people fall in love with people at the office, or they fall in love with people that they see on a daily basis, whether it be their neighbors, whether it be if you see somebody so often, you're going to fall in love with them. Not a lot of people watch Myles Garrett play. Not a lot of people watch TJ Watt play.
TJ Watt's been in and out of the lineup. He's while he is a great player and was the Defensive Player of the Year last year, he has not been what he was.
4 games left in the regular season.
I will give it to you that probably Myles Garrett's the leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
I put
if
Micah Parsons in the top 3.
If we're gonna use the clubhouse golf as an analogy, and there's 3 holes to play, or 4 holes to play because there's 4 games left in the season, he has a 3-stroke lead. It's his to lose at that point. Now, if he gets hurt and finish the year,
you can lose that though.
Yeah, you can Van de Velde that, right?
You can Van de Velde it. You can Ernie Els it. I've seen a lot of people blow big leads,
but there's a lot that he'd have to leapfrog. That Parsons would have to leapfrog. Now, there's 4 games left in the regular season. He is 2.5 sacks away. Parsons is 2.5 sacks away from tying the all-time record for a rookie, which is held by Javon Curse back in the late 90s for the Tennessee Titans. Now, I understand that we have a caller on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. It is Michael, wants to talk about Cowboys offense versus the defense. Who do you trust more, Mike?
Well, it's not, I don't know if trust is the right thing, but certainly would have the offense be on, because the defense is for sure awesome. Micah Parsons, the best draft pick we've had in defense in a long, long time. And, but they were playing Washington, and they were playing a second-string quarterback with no solid running back. So, I mean, still got a lot of work to go. But if we had to put it on the line today, I'd want Dak to have the ball, give him a chance to win the game for us. Go Cowboys.
Appreciate the phone call, Michael. I don't agree with the no running back. Like, Antonio Gibson's really good.
No, he is over 1,000 yards going into this game.
Yeah.
But I think what
More than
Michael,
Zeke.
but what I think Michael is touching on though, is the fact that maybe it's the history. It's trusting Dak because historically he's done well offensively. Historically, he's been able to lead this team to 30, 40 points in a game.
And in last second situations.
And yeah, exactly. So that the defense,
there's a trust factor.
Yeah, I would get that. But man, I asked that question on Twitter. I also asked a second question, and maybe you can all reach out to us on this one as well, which is, out of all the Cowboys out there, to me, only 2 have sewed up a Pro Bowl berth. And that is Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. Who else has, without a doubt, played well enough, without a doubt, to get a Pro Bowl berth? Because on the offense, kind of weird. You might say offensive line, whether it be Zach Martin or something like that. Great. He's a perennial.
Martin's there.
But any of the 3 receivers? None of them are in the top 10 in receiving. They've had injuries as well.
That's the problem when you have that many mouths to feed.
Yeah.
The stats don't back up the Pro Bowl berth, and especially if Dak's not throwing for 4,000 yards or 3,500 yards. You know, if you don't have 3 1,000-yard receivers.
Zeke, he may not even hit 1,000 yards. Pollard might get in special teams. I mean, that's a possibility.
I'd take Jeremy Grant right now.
Yeah.
After that performance.
So it's kind of weird because you might say Tank Lawrence, but he was injured. I mean, he's played well. I mean, Randy Gregory also has played well when he's played. He's played more often than Tank. So that was a bad example there. But Randy Gregory, when he's in, he's really good.
He's missed games.
Yeah.
And Robert Quinn's got double-digit sacks. Like, you look around the league and at the stats that would convey Pro Bowl berths in the NFC, and more players have more tape across the league.
Yeah.
And part of that's due to the injuries that the Cowboys have had to battle through this year.
A lot of mouths to
Franklin
feed.
on our Facebook Live says Washington played its worst game of the season and still made it close. The officials were in. Don't do that.
Don't do
Don't
that.
be the
Nope.
officials guy.
Nope.
Don't be the officials
There
guy.
was no officials issues yesterday. Sorry. But
I'm about maybe they played their worst game of the season and still made it close. That's fine, Botello, but don't give me the officials.
Well,
you can't yell at Cowboy fans 2 weeks ago when talking about the Raiders game and the officiating, which, by the way, the thing that didn't happen on these airwaves was, there's 14 penalties against the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, there were 14 penalties against the Oakland Raiders too.
the joke that I was trying to make was yesterday, but then it got close, so I didn't make that joke on Twitter.
You should have made it.
It was like Michael Spinks losing to Mike Tyson in the sense that I started watching the game, I turned the game on, and then, I went to go get myself something to eat, make myself something to eat, come back, and every time I would go back to the TV, there was another score. I had to rewind it for a minute. Like, what the heck just happened?
And it was weird because like the score was it was like 8 and then 11 nothing. Like, it was such a weird score early on.
Yeah, and I was just there going, man, they just beat the living crap out of the Washington football team from the get-go. And that's why I'm so excited for Cowboy fans, is that you saw from a defensive standpoint there that they're able to carry Dak if Dak has a bad game. Not going to do it every game, but the fact that they have that ability, because the Cowboys won only 5 games when Dak had to bring them to the victory. Like, you win because of Dak. The Cowboys can now win despite Dak, and that's the big deal for them. And Dak puts it. So now, instead of that situation where it's like, just have an average defense and the Cowboys will win, maybe it's just play above average. Give me a B- performance, Dak, and the Cowboys will win.
Here's the thing, and I want to, before we get to the headlines, because you talk about Derek White earlier in the show, and you talk about he's finally out of his slump. It's been a couple of weeks, right? Is Dak Prescott a good quarterback right now?
He's a very good quarterback. Is he playing very good? No,
but this has been 6 weeks of struggles now. At what point does the aberration become reality?
It already is reality. He is overthrowing people, and they are sitting there giving us lies, man. They're telling us, the receiver stopped running a route. No. You may fool us once or twice on that, but we have enough tape on there to show that is not the case. But it's interesting in Dallas to be a Cowboys fan right now because, again, they've won 2 games in a row, both of them ugly, both of them wins. But you know what? They're going to be the NFC East champs, man. And they're healthy, unlike these headlines, which show that some teams are not healthy. Here's Edwin. Bring it in. The 411, the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
We'll start things off with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, as Lamar Jackson suffered a sprained ankle in Sunday's 24-22 loss to the Cleveland Browns, which puts questions on the final 4 games of the season. As we look at it currently, with 4 weeks left to play in the season, the 8-5 Ravens lead the AFC North by a game over both the Bengals and the Browns, who sit at 7-6, with the Steelers another game and a half behind that.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, obviously a super talented player, but he's going to miss some time. And the fact that he's going to miss some time might actually bounce the Ravens out of the playoffs. They may be leading the division right now, but they're also 1 game away from being out of the playoffs as well. They need home games because there's something that goes on with Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, which is when it gets cold, when it gets wet, he doesn't play as well. He needs some home games, man. At least get some home cooking, and I hope he's back in the next 2 weeks.
Lamar has struggled as of late, ever since Miami employed its zero blitz scheme against it, and other teams have started to do it as well. And Lamar Jackson has had an issue with beating zero blitz in the past few weeks, and that's going to be something to watch as we move forward, especially if he's not 100% anymore.
Headline 1.
Well, in case you missed it, the Kansas City Chiefs are on a roll.
You think?
They just won their 7th straight with a 48-9 win over the Las Vegas Raiders as they beat them earlier a few weeks ago, 41-14. But what was so impressive about this one is Las Vegas was feeling themselves a little bit. Came out stomping on the Chiefs logo at midfield before the game, before getting stomped out themselves afterwards.
Yeah, it was very T.O. when he played for the Niners and he got the, he put the, he celebrated on the star, right? It's very reminiscent of that. Yeah, let's go ahead and say, let's lock it in as the Patriots and Chiefs for the AFC championship game. Collision course. Patriots on a 7-game winning streak. The Chiefs on a 6-game. I saw an interesting article on 538, which does statistics of all things, politics, sports, and whatnot. And they were talking about the fact that Kansas City's quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, has always been inconsistent. It's just his highs are so high that you forget that sometimes he has bad games or he has bad throws. But it was interesting. They were saying, he's not doing any less than he's done before. It's not that teams are catching up to him. He's either going to win the game or lose the game. You can't contain him. He's going to decide who wins and loses the game by his performance by himself.
I mean, he takes chances and those chances pay off more times than they don't.
Yeah.
They haven't this year. But he hasn't turned the ball over in like 5 games either.
And
so
they have something looking like a running game. They have a defense that's better. And the offense,
it's not just better.
And
if you've been paying attention to the Kansas City Chiefs, that defense is playing extremely well right now.
And the offensive line is not Swiss cheese like it was last year. They have a chance.
Headline 0.
Wow. It appears that Aaron Rodgers still owns the Green Bay or the Chicago Bears.
The Bears, yeah.
Although he may not be 100%, as he says that during that win over the Bears, he aggravated his fractured toe, saying it feels worse after the game.
I'm going to wait for a couple of days to see how he feels thereafter. He is so important to the league. He is so important to that team that it doesn't matter if they're at home or on the road. It doesn't matter if they play playoff games in Lambeau. If he is healthy, they have a shot. They have a legit shot because chances are he's the best quarterback on the field whenever he takes the field healthy. So that being said, I hope he feels better. It's one of those things where I may not like him personally, but professionally, I think he's one of the best.
That's the 411 and a 210.
My name is Michael Jimenez. I am 44 years old, and I've never drank coffee. So, on the other side, we're going to talk about things that we've never done before, things we've never eaten, we've never drank, we've never done that everyone else has. This is Halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM, and on the go at sasportstar.com.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning? Here's what you missed.
If I could choose Tom and Jerry Hour over, what was it called? Like Slam Bang Theater?
What? Yo, that was on Channel 99 with squiggly lines. Rob, there was no cartoon called Slam Bang.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a cartoon. It was the show that showed the cartoon.
Oh, Slam Bang.
I did not.
That's Channel 99 squiggly line.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J. Weekday morning 7 to 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Alamo Cycleplex is located on I-10 just down from Days of Allah. And when I tell you this is the perfect place for Christmas shopping, that's exactly what I mean. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with all the cool events they put on throughout the year. The next big event is coming on December 18th. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., they're going to have an open house. And at this open house, going to be free food, free drinks. Santa will be there. They're doing a mechanic seminar at 11 a.m. Really cool event. Come and check it out. A couple of new things at Alamo Cycleplex. They're an official one-wheel dealer, which is a really cool electric board, And they're also an official Sea-Doo dealer. And now's your opportunity to get your Sea-Doo before that warm weather hits. Do this for me. Go to alamocycleplex.com. Look at all the cool toys for yourself. It's a family environment. Again, the Christmas open house, December 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Santa, food, drinks, mechanic seminar. Be there. And ultimately, they just sell fun. And who doesn't like fun? Go and check them out for yourself at alamocycleplex.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Fever is a potential sign of COVID or the flu, and the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Exergen temporal scanners, available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at exergen.com. That's EXERGEN.com. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. Schedule one of their whole home specialists to come out to your house for a free water analysis. And right now, Alamo Water Softeners is offering 0% financing for 2 years with approved credit. Take advantage of this same as cash offer on a water treatment bundle with special pricing to give your home the highest quality water treatment available. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference at alamowatersofteners.com.
Hello. Discover here to explain our cash back match. Here's how it works. We give you cash back for using your Discover card on the things you were going to buy anyway. Then we match that cash back in your first year. And that's why we call it Cashback Match. Now to recap and say cashback one more time. We match all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year automatically. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart, or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Texas Cheer Liquor, your one-stop shop for beer, liquor, wine, and cigars. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with specials and tastings. 4 locations, 2 on Petranco, 1 past 211, 1 in 90 in Montgomery, and the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor next to Walmart, Palo Alto Road, Suite 101.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Ready? Broadcasting live from the 50-yard line. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
San Antonio Sports Star Pro Football Pick'em is brought to you by Pinkerton's Barbecue, and it gives you a chance to win all season long. Go to sasportstar.com and pick a winner for each week's slate of NFL games for a chance to win gift cards to Pinkerton's Barbecue and the Mellow Mushrooms. Sign up now at sasportstar.com and make your picks. Again, this is all brought to you by Pinkerton's Barbecue. You know, I didn't do that this year. I normally do that whole thing where you pick the winners every week. I forgot week 1 and I just kind of stopped.
I wonder where I'm actually at in that, because I, unlike you, have not forgot.
You know, and I read this line all the time, but every time it gets to the point where it says, just pick the winner of each week's slate of NFL games, it trips me up every time, man. Every time.
You only have to do it 17 times.
I know. I'm going to rewrite it. Welcome back to halftime.
I'll say my writing's bad.
Dude, you still have ESPNSA.com on here, man. That's not our website anymore. Yeah, you say it, but on the middle of the script, it's wrong.
Somewhere in the middle?
Yeah. So welcome back. We go till 2:00. We talk sports. We talk pop culture, nostalgia, bar talk without the alcohol. So, I was thinking about things that I've never said or never done before. And it's funny because, I'm 44 years old. I've been around the block, and we talk about how I don't watch certain movies. And on Wednesday, I'll give a review of E.T. because I've never seen E.T. before. But beyond movies, there's certain things that I haven't done as well, like foods and whatnot. And I am tempted with the idea of having coffee.
Why?
And because, man, my daughter's 18 years old. She's back from LSU. I asked her, I'm getting breakfast for everybody. Want me to get you anything? And she asked me to bring her a black coffee.
Black?
Well, I'm sure she was going to put creamer in there and whatnot. But I thought about it. She's 18. She's in college. I guess that's what the young guns do, is that they drink coffee. I would say that the amount of coffee I've had in my entire life can fit in a shot glass. I mean, it's hit my lips, but I've never really tried it. But is there do you drink coffee?
No, I am not a coffee drinker.
Okay, so you're looking at me weird as though I'm the big idiot because I don't drink coffee.
But I've tried it.
Define try. Did you have the full cup?
No, I can't make it through that. That's disgusting.
If
I don't like something, you're not getting a second opportunity to try and make me feel better about my decision.
Which is funny because we say that we don't want to have that. But you know what tastes awful? Beer. But it also tastes delicious. Do you know what tastes awful? Whiskey and bourbon. But do you know what? It also tastes delicious. I guess that's what coffee is to some people.
My parents love coffee. Drank it all the time. I just couldn't. I never could. I've tried it on multiple occasions. I've tried it black. I've tried it with cream. I've tried it with 30 sugars and the fancy creamers that are supposed to make it taste better.
Yeah.
Nothing works. It tastes awful.
Now, I've been told that Dunkin' Donuts is the place to go for coffee, that it's less expensive than Starbucks, and it's easier to get to, and that it tastes better. That's something that I'm going to try. Give me an example. So those of you who are listening on Facebook Live, YouTube, I'm on Twitter at MikeESPNSA. Give me an order that I can go to, because I have a bunch of Starbucks gift cards. Believe it or not, it's weird. I get them all the time for as gifts. I probably have about $100 worth, man. I got to do with something, right?
Oh god.
I go there and I eat the protein meal, and I go there and I get hot chocolate, because I'm a big boy. I want hot chocolate with whipped cream. But yeah, tell me your order, man. But Boteo Franklin on Facebook Live says, coffee is life. I need 2 cups. I have never drank a Red Bull, though.
See, I used to live on that. That was my supplement for coffee for the longest time. Now, I have worked my way past that.
Red Bull, I don't know, man. I've had issues with caffeine. Kind of gets my heart rate up way too much. So I'll agree with you there. Daniel Reyes says West Side, and I think this is towards you, and it's not West Side. He put out West Side because you've never gone to the West Side to have tacos at a taqueria, right?
I've had tacos at a taqueria, just not on the West Side.
On the West Side.
West Side.
We're gonna make that happen this week, dude. Let's try it for Friday. Let's go to someplace on the West Side and just wolf down, man. Get together around 8:30 or so, man.
Christian Rivera on our YouTube channel says pumpkin cream nitro brew at Starbucks. It's the only thing I'd recommend for a new coffee drinker.
Interesting.
Roby1 Kenobi says I'm team iced coffee.
Okay, does that count? Iced coffee?
I would imagine it's still coffee. It's still got a coffee flavor. It's just cold instead of hot. Jonathan C says water greater than coffee. I agree with you. And I did that on multiple fronts. I've since changed my life as of the 1st of this year, to which I don't drink sodas anymore. I don't drink energy drinks, which I lived on for the longest time. So I've cut out my Dr. Peppers. I've cut out everything. The only thing I drink is the non-caffeinated stuff like ginger ale.
Yeah.
I'll have ginger ale. That is my sweet thing that I allow myself to have.
Christopher Lewis on Facebook says he's in for Friday. So there you go, man. Let's make it a halftime
Friday. I've got
listener gathering.
I've got a doctor's appointment for my mom. I got to take her to that morning.
We'll make it Thursday then. There you go. There you go. People reaching out to us on Twitter about this. Soul says he's never had shrimp.
What? Yeah, okay, that's way weirder. Shrimp's delicious.
John Dyer, Fireball. And we know
Good for
John
you.
Dyer.
Rob Thompson's, I learned over the weekend, says he's never had Rumplemints.
I have no idea what Rumplemints is.
Really?
What is that? How do you spell that?
Rumplemintz. Rumplemints is basically a peppermint fireball. Bartenders drink it.
Okay. I think I might have had it.
Rumplemints, Goldschlager, Jaeger, all kind of fall in that category of I'm not here because this tastes good. I'm here to speed the process up.
Okay. I grew up in San Antonio. I was 21 at one point. I've had Goldschlager. Gross, but I've had it.
It's basically a version of Rumplemints.
Somebody's saying that they hadn't had shrimp. I had for the first time, I don't know, about 5 years ago, hush puppies, because I don't eat a lot of seafood. I don't like seafood, and I assumed that a hush puppy was seafood because it was only
hush puppies are great.
It was only sold at like Long John Silver's and a place like that. I assumed that it had they're like, dude, it's like fried cornbread.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
it's deep fried cornbread.
This is delicious.
Some of the best cornbread that I've ever had. And it's so different from others because most hush puppies are round circle balls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, at this place called Catfish Parlor in Austin, they're long sticks, almost like mozzarella stick.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a hush puppy, but there is something how they flavor and make theirs that is so good.
Nice. I gotta try that. My wife and I go to New Orleans a lot. We like to party there. It used to be we'd go to Vegas or we'd go to Dallas or whatnot, but New Orleans where we go. So I'm typically trying something different every time, like alligator. I think I've had
alligator. I've never had frog.
I had turtle.
You had turtle.
And before I ate it, I said, I apologize, Koopa Troopa.
You shouldn't apologize to the Koopa Troopa. Those are the things you're trying to kill anyway in Super Mario.
I know, but that's the character I like in Mario Party. So...
Oh, by the way, sad news.
What's up?
One of the inventors of the original Nintendo and SNES passed away last week. So 78 years old.
When you think of Nintendo, which system are you looking at? Are you looking at that old gray box one?
I look at both of them, but if somebody just says Nintendo,
yeah,
the box
with the rectangle thing, right? I remember when the
because the SNES was the one that went in the top.
Yeah, I remember when the controllers came out and they had you could put your hands in the middle of them. It was like a
N64.
Yeah, that freaked me out, man. That was.
It took joystick in the middle and you kind of had to hold it weirdly.
Yeah. And now I go back, my daughter has a Nintendo Switch and the thing is I can fit two of them in my hands. It's so small. I'm playing Mario Kart like this.
Catching up on some of the comic. Rudolph Renee says what's brewing near the airport has a bunch of working pinball machines.
Nice.
It also said Rumplemints is tussin'.
Yeah, Boteo says Rumble makes you tumble.
Jonathan C. Jaeger, I'm here because someone hurt you.
Have you seen that Dave Attell?
Yeah.
His whole skit on why doesn't Jaeger have commercials? And he goes, picture a little girl on a swing. Next to her, a swing that is empty. And she looks up and goes, what happened to Daddy? Jaeger.
You mind if I show you some of Rudy's artwork from this morning?
Oh, what is that?
I don't know. It's his name.
Do you do that, man? Do you ever Just write your name like 30 times?
No.
Practice your autograph?
I've done that, but it's not like over and over and over. I just kind of, I get nervous and fidgety because mine's real quick anyway. So it's just a couple of pen strokes.
Oh, you got a doctor's thing.
Yeah.
Super Smash Brothers is the greatest game ever. I keep hearing that. Don't think I've ever played it.
Super Smash Bros. Is a lot of fun.
I don't think I've ever played that.
It's a whole lot of fun. Greatest game ever, though. I can't go with that. Like, I still, to this day, will go back, jump on the original Nintendo and play Super Mario 3 over and over and over again to see how quickly I can beat it.
I like the TikToks where you have all these like teens and bands trying to play the music on various instruments.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very cool. We're gonna put a bow on the show on the other side. This has been a fun show, man. I love Mondays with Pleasure. I love it because we talk sports, we talk video games, we disagree about the Cowboys nostalgia. We disagree about the Cowboys. I don't know why, man. I watched that game twice and I was like, this is a really good team, man.
I'm wondering if you were watching like an old game.
Well, I
mean,
mean,
are you sure it wasn't like a Cowboys game from like 4 years ago?
Well, I saw an 88 out there, but it might have said Irvin on it. It
was it in high def?
It was a little grainy. It was on Betamax. Man, it's been a long time since the Cowboys have won a Super Bowl. I look at it this way, Pledge. Cowboy fans, and they will admit this. You will admit this, Edwin. Cowboy fans are obnoxious. Like, out of most fan bases, they're one of the 5.
Oh, no.
That's a yes. That's a yes.
There's no that Cowboy fans are obnoxious.
But if you think about how the Spurs fans reacted going up and down Commerce and Military and going up and down downtown honking their horns, the next time the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, whether it be this February, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, it's going to be an insane sight.
I was just a couple days old when the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, and I was in Milwaukee, so yeah, I wasn't even down here.
So speaking of nostalgia, Cowboys winning Super Bowls, very nostalgic.
Great nostalgic topic. I remember when I got my first Nintendo. It was the year the Cowboys won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Boys to Men was number 1. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Here
we go. It's bowl season, baby. College Best Bowls can be heard here. We're giving you all the bowl action 4 quarters at a time on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM. ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The San Antonio Spurs win their 6th in their last 9 with a 112-97 victory over the New Orleans Pelicans last night. Jakob Poeltl and Derek White led the Spurs in scoring with 24 points each, as 6 Spurs scored in double figures to power San Antonio to their 10th win. The Dallas Cowboys make good on Mike McCarthy's win guarantee, edging out the Washington football team 27-20. Greg Zuerlein went 4 for 4 on field goals and made his only extra point attempt to help Dallas with the win. And the Houston Texans keep their tanking going with a 33-13 loss to the Seattle Seahawks in Houston yesterday. Davis Mills still had a solid outing at quarterback for the Texans, throwing for 331 yards and a touchdown with no interceptions. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
Amy, I need to sell my car, but there's so many choices out there. What should I do?
Why not try CarZeus? We do things differently here. You get to talk to really nice people via phone call or text message. And because your time is valuable, we are by appointment only. Most people walk out in under an hour with cash in hand. Also, if you have an offer from the other guys, we'll do our best to compete and keep your business local.
What's the catch?
No catch. Just go to CarZeus.com. That's CarZeus.com. Answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll take it from there. CarZeus, where you, your time, and money are valuable.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, get great deals on a variety of Craftsman tools all month long for those DIYers in your family, like the 20-volt drill driver combo with a battery and charger for just $119. With a deal like that, we're putting unfinished projects on notice. Looking at you, loose doorknob. That's the drill driver combo, just $119. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and NapaOnline.com while supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/21.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Go to Total Wine, you'll save more. So many wines and spirits galore. Down through the aisles with corks to pop. Ask for friendly advice while you shop. Oh, so much to explore. Oh, so many to pour. Holiday cheers, clink, clink, clink. Get everyone their favorite drink.
Now offering delivery in select markets. See details at TotalWine.com/deliver. Drink responsibly, B21.
America's Diamond offers our 5-year, 60-month financing program every day of the year. You don't have to wait for a sale to get 5-year financing with credit approval, or wait for a sale to get our guaranteed America's Diamond price, because we treat everyone fairly and with respect every day of the year. For almost 40 years, we have designed and created our extraordinary diamond jewelry right here in San Antonio. When you buy at America's Diamond, your money stays in San Antonio. Our whole company is located here and locally owned. Our kids and grandkids go to school here. All 40 of our coworkers live and shop in San Antonio for everything. Through the years, America's Diamond has supported thousands of wonderful charity events in San Antonio. We're the official jeweler of the San Antonio Spurs and of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics. See our television program about diamonds and jewelry tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or see it right now at americasdiamond.com.
Do you really want to go through another year with that awful joint pain? Don't do it. Resolve right now to get yourself moving again for 2022. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star, and it's time to call QC Kinetics, non-surgical regenerative treatments for joint pain. We're talking lasting results using natural biologics. No surgery, no pain meds, no steroids, and no downtime. This is really exciting stuff. Regenerative restorative treatments that actually encourage your body to heal itself using highly concentrated natural biologics. Patients rave about it. For hip pain relief, knee pain relief, shoulder and back pain relief, don't let them keep giving you steroids, and don't let them tell you that surgery is your only option. Get a free second opinion at QC Kinetics. Do it now and imagine life in 2022 without pain. Locations in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics now. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318.
Before you fire up that grill, you know you need to get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market is locally owned and full service. They have everything you need: beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and more. They have great weekly specials, and of course, they're Pick 5 for $25. Tri-County Meat Market offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. They have 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener. Check out their website. That's tricountymeat.com.
A 17-week season and only one couch. Let's hope it holds up. The Cowboys are back. The explosive action happens here. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hi, this is Jason Minix from The Blitz, wishing you a Merry Christmas from all of us at San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Speaking of Jason Minix, he has the day off. So the Blitz tonight will be Rudy J and Rob Thompson filling in for him. They'll have Peter Burns from the SEC Network, RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys. Monday with a Moose, Cowboys legend Daryl Johnson will join them, along with Clint Sterner from Sports Radio 610 in Houston. And right now, Pledge is showing on Facebook Live and YouTube a photo of Jason Minix with his wonderful wife in matching outfits at a pool party in Arizona. Jack Thompson, You're off the hook, my man.
Oh, no.
We made fun of Jack for so long.
Yes, and I'm gonna make fun of Minix for this too.
Bring it.
Because that was the one person I thought would never, out of all the people here, I can see everyone matching their significant other at some point.
Now we're saying matching identical outfits.
Identical.
Now, the wife and I last night and our kids all went to bed wearing the same thing yesterday. The Buc-ee's Christmas shirt.
Okay.
So we have the Buc-ee's Christmas shirt. We have the Buc-ee's Halloween shirts that glow in the dark. Okay. My son was like, everyone wear them. And I was like, okay. So we all did that. So now we have our trip because next week I'll be on vacation. And I'm thinking to myself, family picture, all of us in the Buc-ee's shirts. In the mood, man. It just is what it is.
Please send me that picture.
I will. You can make fun of me, man. Again, Rudy and Rob will be doing the Blitz at 4:00. This is fun. I'll be back tomorrow. You've been listening to Halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star on ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. And as always, we're on the go at sasportstar.com.
It's time to get your hoops on. The NBA season is off to a fast